A popular lesson I teach back home to the seniors is how to defend that lob, because now that they are a senior, they're getting lobbed a lot more. And what are the tricks to defend the lob? So we'll talk about that. But first off, let's talk about safety, because the biggest injuries that we have in pickleball are people being lobbed, and this happens higher percentage with senior players than any other population, is that ball gets popped up. First thing they do is look up and they get disoriented. They lose their balance. And then combine that with backpedaling, they catch their heels and fall on the wrist. So we've had many wrist injuries from that very same thing. So the first thing I want to talk about is defending a lob. If you plan on hitting it out of the air, let's open up that stance and get sideways so we can move this way like a quarterback moves instead of backpedaling. The first trick in defending lobs is, well, let's develop a good overhead smash. Remember, an overhead smash is we turn sideways first, we're sideways, we're looking at the ball, and it's a throwing motion. We want to keep our head up, looking at the ball. The biggest mistake I see with students is pulling their head down and hitting the ball in the net. So I want to keep my head up, watching that ball. If you've come from tennis, you've probably been taught, point your finger at the ball. That's one thing you can do. I am a proponent of let's point our elbow at the ball and even get more sideways like I'm a quarterback. Another strategy that I like to employ in defending the lob is when I hit that nice short dink. We used to call those unattackable dinks, but as we know now, we can attack everything. But if I hit that short unattackable dink, she can easily lob it over my head. So watch what I do after I hit the short dink. I took that step back, but now I'm still balanced and ready. I'm ready for the block. And it's much more difficult for them to lob me when I'm here compared to here. If I'm here, the lob that's just out of my head will go this far in. If I'm here, the lobs that just go out of my reach will go that far out. A situation that occurs a lot in senior pickleball is players lobbing from the baseline. Again, I never thought that would be a great shot selection, but it can be very effective against seniors who aren't so mobile, they don't move back that quick, and they don't have that powerful of an overhead. The mistake you don't want to make if you're the team hitting those overheads is don't go for lines. That's what they want you to do. You're just giving a point away because they're the service team. That's why they're stuck back there and we're up here. Don't go for lines. Get turned early. Give yourself some margin of error. A smash in the center of the court's a great place to be, deep in the center, I should say. So you'll see this happen a lot, and communicate early. Yours. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yours. Got it. Yours. The rally that we just had describes exactly what I'm talking about. We're the team at the net. I'm perfectly happy with hitting overhead after overhead. I'm not going at 100% power. I'm just hitting it deep. They're the ones moving. Much harder for them to keep the ball in play. The odds are we're going to win those rallies at a high percentage, rather than going for broke and hitting a ball out. Another tactic to defend that lob is to buy time at both the front end and the back end of that lob. First, I'm going to show you the front end. That means our opponents have thrown up a lob, and early on when the ball's there, not there, but when it's there, one of us calls mine or yours, so we have an early chance to run that ball down. We're prepared early. So that looks like this. Got it. Got it. I've already told you, because of safety reasons, we don't want to look up and then backpedal. Well, also for safety, when we are opening up and running for a lob, There's a big safety factor involved there too. Early on, I told you about buying time at the beginning. I know where that ball is going to land, at least an area pretty small where that ball is going to land. I'm not going to run very fast if I'm looking up like this as I'm running. A lot of people do that. So if you notice, I'm going to model this. I'm going to say mine, or I got it. I tend to do that. Turn, I'm going to run, and if you notice, I'm not looking where the ball is in the air. That's going to slow my running down, also make it more dangerous for me to run. Senior players, if you realize that you aren't so mobile and you are very vulnerable to being lobbed, and maybe your partner is also, you may not choose to play this close to the line leaning in. It may be a little bit better for you to play from here.